July 26, 1999, Nigeria's Commander-in-Chief, President Olusegun Obasanjo, led a high-powered delegation of political and military leaders to Monrovia, Liberia. They were there at the invitation of the Liberian President, Charles Taylor, to celebrate the end of a decade-long civil war and the successful election that had brought Taylor, a former rebel leader, to power as the democratically elected president of Liberia. Nigeria played a critical role in bringing peace to the war-torn nation through the efforts of ECOMOG and the West African Peacekeeping Force. The Nigerian delegation included both past and present ECOMOG force commanders. This event was also marked by a symbolic destruction of weapons from the Civil War. At the ceremony, President Taylor was full of praise for Nigeria's leadership in restoring peace to his country. However, by 2003, Taylor had lost control over much of Liberia and was facing immense international pressure. President Obasanjo offered him asylum in Nigeria on the condition that he stayed out of Liberian politics. By 2006, Liberia had a new leader, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She formally requested Taylor's extradition to face war crime charges for his role in the civil conflicts. 3 days after Nigeria announced its intention to hand him over, Taylor vanished from the seaside villa where he had been living in exile. On March 29th, he was arrested while trying to cross into Cameroon through the border town of Gamboru in northeast Nigeria. On May 3, 2006, Charles Taylor was sentenced to 50 years in prison for 11 counts of aiding and abetting war crimes and crimes against humanity, making him the first former head of state to be convicted by an international tribunal. He was 64 years old at the time of his sentence.